Golf addicts, it is Masters Week. We are the Tour Junkies. I'm your host, DB. I got Pat Perry with me. Boy, we are jazzed up for this one. It's the Masters 2021 betting preview, talking outright bets for Augusta National right here in our own backyard.
We're jazzed up.
Did I say
We're
jazzed
up? I've
Did I
never
say?
heard you say jazzed up ever in my life.
Oh man. Oh, I don't know if I really said that. Maybe I did. Maybe it's the Wild Leap talking out of this lovely new Crow's Nest Augusta
That's a
National
cool cup. That's a cool cup right there.
Yeah.
You're a lucky man to have that Crow's Nest Augusta National Cup.
I am. Easy for you to say. All right, hey, as always, we're presented by FantasyNational.com, the one-stop shop for all your golf bets, for all your golf stats, rather. Stats, course history, recent form, all the stats, all the models, ownership projections for DFS, head-to-head simulators, three-ball simulators for betting, anything you can think of if it involves gambling on golf. FantasyNational.com has you covered. And if you go to FantasyNational.com/TJ, you get 20% off any level membership there, weekly, monthly, or annually. And as you change your membership levels, the 20% off stays with you. So it's a win-win. It's a win all the way around. And all their data is 100% certified and given to them, licensed to them by the PGA Tour and ShotLink. A lot of places you can't say that, but Fantasy National you can. We love those guys, trust those guys for over 4 years now. That's where you need to go. Sign up and know that all of our stats we reference on this show are always from FantasyNational.com/TJ for your 20% off. Pat, we just finished the DraftKings preview show. It was fantastic. A couple of wacky things happened. I lost a bet last week. We won't belabor that, talk about it, but I lost a bet. I lost a prop bet. It's the first one I've lost in 3 weeks. And my wife slapped me in the face on the podcast. You can go to YouTube and see it. Or if you're watching right now, you'll be able to see my cheek is a little red right here. She got me good. That was fun.
What do I got to do to win a bet for me to slap you in the face?
That is not happening. That I can tell you right now, that's not happening.
I mean, you won't even accept that bet? I mean,
no, I will
come on.
not. No, I will not. You'd have to give me tremendous odds for that. The other thing that happened on that show is Chris Vernon was our guest picker. And Chris Vernon is electric. If you don't know who he is, you should. He's the host of the NBA show over on The Ringer. He's the host of the Chris Vernon Show, part of Grind City Media. He's the voice of the Memphis Grizzlies, and he does the Masters recap song on Twitter and on his show every Thursday and Friday of Masters Week. And he is the one that made famous Pat's favorite little ditty.
Where the hell is Charlie Hoffman? Where the hell is Charlie Hoffman? We be missing Charlie Hoffman. Just great. Tony Finau, where he be now? Tony Finau, where he be now?
Yeah.
He's full runner. He's full runner.
Yeah, great stuff from Chris Vernon. We had a blast with him. He told us some untold things about that song, about the madness that ensued when they made that song last year that went viral on Twitter. Absolutely viral. He's planning on doing it again this year. He's going to try to work in the Tour Junkies in that one. We talked about Chris getting dick punched. That was fun. So it's just an all-around great show. Of course, we gave picks too, kind of. So it's going to be a busy week for Tour Junkies. Everything coming out a little early this week. We're going to try to have all the written content up on tourjunkies.com out early. In fact, we've already got 2 articles right now. So if you're listening to this, for sure, there's an article, the 25 key stats you need to know before getting your bets finalized for the Masters. Is 25 important stats you need to dig into. It's great stuff, all free. And then our buddy Ben Little, if you play DFS, he wrote an article about some things there. Well, even if you don't play DFS, it talks about incoming form coming into Augusta and all that good stuff. So check it out. The betting cards will be up there. There'll be all kind of good stuff on tourjunkies.com. And of course, the Nut Hut will be lit all week. There's going to be a lot of good stuff going on in the Nut Hut.
I'm going to be in there a ton. I might live in the Nut Hut this week.
Well, yeah, you're at home this week. I'm actually going to be on the road with the family for spring break in Destin, Florida. You just got back from a little family trip, spring break to Universal Studios in Florida. So
that was not a break.
Yeah, it was work, huh?
It's not a break for me, at least.
I will be in the Nut Hut though Wednesday night. I can tell you that I will be in there, but I won't be in there much before that. But there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. It's going to be great, a great time. Support the Tour Junkies. It's going to be good. By the way, we got some 2020 Masters merch. We went back in November. We got some pin flags and some T-shirts. We want to give away a couple of those right now. Pat's going to model them for you real quick. Here's what we're going to do. You can, and there's a way you can also improve your chances on the DraftKings show if you do it. Look at that beautiful shirt. Gray and green Masters logo, 2020.
Still in the plastic.
Still in the plastic.
Also still in the plastic.
The pin flag upside down. All right, 2020 Masters. There we go. Love it. All right, here's how you can win that. We will give away one flag if you comment on this YouTube channel your favorite Masters memory. Your favorite Masters memory. It could be from, TV, from in person, from whatever. Favorite Masters memory, just throw it in there real quick. Don't give us a paragraph. Just give us a little like, oh, when this happened. Boom. Favorite Masters memory, comment in the YouTube channel if you're watching live. First of all, we appreciate you watching live, but wait and comment once the video is over. That person that we pick will get a free Masters flag sent to them. And then if you subscribe, we're gonna pick one person to win a T-shirt and a flag. So we'll reach out to you. One lucky winner. It's going to be a lot of fun. So subscribe to the channel and comment your favorite Masters memory. There you go. Pat, let's talk about Augusta National. Let's talk about our thoughts for how it's going to play, how it's going to set up, our approach to the betting, outrights, all that fun stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is a course that we obviously all know extremely well. Augusta National Golf Club, it is playing as a par 72, just under 7,500 yards. We've got 88 players in the field this week. But remember, really about 70 to 75 of these players actually can compete. The other ones are a bunch of old guys and amateurs and whatever else that aren't really going to have that much of a shot here. So that's something important to look at. The top 50 in ties will make the cut. There is no 10 shot from the leader rule anymore like they've had for years at the Masters. That has been gone for a couple years now. So it is top 50 in ties will make the cut. I do think that means you're going to get, for DFS purposes, a lot of 6 of 6 lineups. But look, this course is a second shot golf course. Strokes gained approach, I think, is going to be huge here. You've got to hit these greens in the right tiers. You've got to know, like, that's where experience comes in on this course, okay? You have got to know where to hit these greens, regardless of where you are, because off the tee, it doesn't really matter all that much. Yeah, you want to be in the fairway, but the rough isn't really all that penal. So that doesn't really matter all that much. You've got to hit these greens in the right spot. You've got to be below the hole, because the tiers and the undulations on the screen are absolutely diabolical. There's a ton of slope. There's a ton of speed. I think it's going to play very firm and fast this week. It's going to play totally different than what we saw in November. And if you want to sit there and harp on November and what DJ did to this course, I think you are mistaken. I think the Augusta National is going to take this course and up it a notch and make it extremely difficult. They're going to make it fast. They're going to make it, very difficult. So I don't think it's going to play at all like it did in November here. So if you're looking at stats, definitely, like I mentioned, strokes gained approach. Now, course history, this is one of those courses where that shows up a ton. Course history, we see that year in and year out. Guys that typically play well here in the past always play well. So I do like that. I do like form as well. But, David mentioned Ben's article on the site earlier. He talked about some form and some different stats as far as, or trends really, when it comes to form leading up to this event. I think that's something that you want to look at. But I do like recent form. Ball striking, scrambling, and putting on bent grass greens, I think, will be important this week. So there you go. A couple notes. Jon Rahm, who a lot of people are talking about this week, did have the baby, so you don't have to worry about that. There was a whole lot of there's a nappy factor there. Now, the nappy factor is a thing, okay? DB even talked about this on a national show like 6 years ago. There's some science behind the nappy factor. I don't know if you remember this, DB, but you're on a show with who's that coach? Rick Neuheisel,
Oh yeah.
and somebody else. And you talked about the nappy factor, and there was a lot of science involved behind that. But look, he's had his baby. That's all we care about. He's not going to withdraw from the event and whatever else. And if he does, it's going to happen before the event. But that doesn't matter. I think he's still playing. And I think rain and the weather is going to come into play later this week. We'll see what we get on Thursday and Friday, and definitely with some wind. So there you go.
Yeah, I think one thing that we talked about ad nauseum on the DraftKings show, but for those that don't listen to that, I do obviously think that this course is going to set up a lot different than November. Augusta National, seeing DJ run away with it at 20 under is not what they want to see this year. I can tell you that right now. So there's been reports already from people like Jordan Spieth, from others saying that it's already playing very firm and fast. Lee Westwood went and played it after the Players Championship with his son and came back and said it was the fastest, firmest he'd ever seen it. So it's definitely going to get tougher. I think Augusta wants to make it tougher. They don't want to see 20 under win this event again. I think it's going to be somewhere in that like 4 under to 10 under range is probably where they want to put it. So obviously that's determines a lot by the weather, but they want this place playing tougher. And it's going to take a different type of golfer to execute and win when it sets up that way. So, we see a lot of the cream rise to the top at Augusta National. Pat mentioned Ben's article. And I think one of the things that Ben, so he really talks about kind of the form coming in. He looked at the last 22 years, which I'm sure, Pat, that didn't, I mean, I know you like even numbers, but that's not like a good number. Why the hell did he choose 22 Masters champions?
I liked that number, but I was a little bit confused by why he chose 22.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, he looked at the last 22 winners in incoming form. And now he says it's hard to say that you have to be in good form to win. And he kind of based that on guys like Immelman, Jose Maria Lozabal, and Angel Cabrera being exceptions because they came in pretty poor form. I disagree. I mean, when I look at this, I see a lot of really solid form. I mean, obviously those guys did come in poor form, but I see a ton of solid form. I mean, and Olazabal was 1999, Cabrera was 2009, Immelman was 2008. Like in the last 10 years, guys that have won here have come in with very, very good form, in my opinion.
I think you're right. I think part of it, and maybe some of the point of the article, and I read it really quick. I skimmed it like I do a lot of articles.
Right.
Some of yours, DB, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people might like look at like recent form, meaning like what happened in the last 2 weeks leading up to this tournament, not like this year or whatever else. And I do think people get a little bit too wrapped up in that. What did they do with the players? That kind of stuff. There's a lot of guys that are in the tops, the top half of this field that missed a cut at the players. Okay. A lot of chalk missed a cut at the players. I don't think we're going to see anything like that this week for the Masters. So
yeah, like, okay, here's some numbers here. Guys that won within 4 months of the Masters. Okay, 11 out of 22. 11 of the last 22 won within 4 months of the Masters. Guys who won coming off a miscut. So a miscut in their previous event, only 4 out of the 22. Angel Cabrera was the last one. So it's been since 2009 that happened. At least one top 10 in their previous 3 starts, 14 of 22. So I think that's interesting. And coming off of a top 10 in their last start, 9 of the last 22. So I think recent form is a very big deal. The Masters, to win the Masters, which is a small field, a highly competitive field, an incredibly strong field, the best players in the world, and it's the event that they all want to win more than any other. To win that, you have to have it all. You have to come in good form. You have to have some semblance of experience here. Now we're on the betting show. So it's not about, I need a guy who can top 5 or top 10. Like we're trying to pick a winner. So you got to have the form. You got to have some course history here. You got to have some experience around this place because that has been proven time and time again that it is very difficult for a first timer to win here. And it doesn't happen. So you got to have some experience around here. And from tee to green, every part of your game has to be clicking. I don't think you can, you can win this thing like you could win Valero with 4 of the 5 things clicking. Strokes gain off the tee, strokes gain approach, strokes gain, around the green, putting, whatever. I think you got to have it all flowing to win this golf tournament. So I'm excited to see it. It's going to be a fantastic week. And it's really exciting because there's a lot of names coming in here. There's a ton of value here. We're going to get into the betting board here, but before we do that, I got to tell people how they can win 2 free months in the Nut Hut, Pat. 2 free months. Okay. Now you got to hop on this quickly. And it involves joining our friends at Monkey Knife Fight, which is legal in 38 states. Okay. So basically, most of you can probably play Monkey Knife Fight. It's a really fun new fantasy prop betting kind of game. This is what you got to do. Go to playmkf.com/nuthut. Playmkf.com/nuthut. And you'll see the landing page there. You click on the link to join. You sign up for Monkey Knife Fight as a new user. If you deposit up to $50, they give you a deposit match up to $50. You got to play in at least $10 worth of real money. Okay, $10 worth of real money. So play quickly. Like play as soon as you hear this. Play a baseball prop, even if you hate baseball. Just play one for $10 because until you do that, Monkey Knife Fight will not notify us of your sign up. So once you play the $10 game, they'll notify us of your sign up. I'll check that. We'll send you an email with your link to sign up for the Nut Hut, and you get your 2 free months of Nut Hut access kicks in from there. Because you want to be in here on Wednesday night. You're going to want to be in on the Nut Hut conversation on Wednesday night. So if you don't play Monkey Knife Fight by like Monday or Tuesday, you're probably screwed. So get in and do that for the Nut Hut. It's a good time. That's playmkf.com/nuthut. Nut Hut is our private member Discord chat. It's a lot of fun. People winning a butt ton of money and making friends. And that's where we're going to be on Wednesday night, mixing it up. It's fantastic. Go to tourjunkies.com and check out what the Nut Hut is if you want a little more explanation. All right, Pat, let's get into the betting board. We're looking at DraftKings. We're looking at PointsBet. Those are kind of the 2 books that we're really going back and forth with here. DJ is your favorite on both, 8-1 on DraftKings, 9-1 on PointsBet, followed by Bryson, Jordan, JT, Rom, Rory, those kind of guys. Let me ask you a question, Pat. Do you think if you were setting the odds right now, is Jordan Spieth your favorite?
No, he's not.
Okay. Is he
He's not my favorite?
Would you put him over Bryson?
I would put him over Bryson, but it would be close. But I would still put Bryson as my favorite.
Oh, wait a minute. You would have Bryson? What? You would have Bryson as your favorite?
I'd have Bryson, Jordan, DJ behind that.
Wow. See, I think I would definitely put Jordan over Bryson. Like, I think that's kind of a no-brainer. The question is,
where was Bryson in the fall?
What do you mean where it was? Oh, he's like 6-1. He's like 5-1.
Yeah, he was like ridiculously 6-1 or something in that range. And I don't think he should be that range.
No,
and it's like we mentioned, it's a different course and whatever else. But with his form and everything else, I think Bryson should probably be the favorite. And I
don't really agree with that. I mean, as good as Jordan is playing now, listen, I don't think he's got the whole game working right now. I think I documented his struggles off the tee in the DraftKings show, but given his record here, his magic here, the very lack thereof for Bryson, it's very impossible for me to make Bryson a favorite over Jordan. But I do agree with you that he's coming into this year. Bryson is coming into this Masters in much better shape than he was in November, but I still couldn't put him over Jordan right now. I think the question is, should Jordan or DJ be the favorite?
No, I don't think either one of those should be the favorite.
Yeah, clearly. I'm shocked by that. But okay, so clearly you've got some...
how could you sit there and say that Bryson could never be the favorite in this course? Like, you basically are saying he couldn't be the favorite. He was the favorite by a long shot.
I didn't say he couldn't be. I said this year, right now, on Sunday night for this Masters, I don't think so. I don't think so.
The win at the Arnold Palmer should have won the player, or could have won the Players. I don't want to say should have. Like
It's more. It has more to do with Jordan than it has to do with anything Bryson's done. Like I said, Bryson's in way better shape now than he was in November coming in. But when you have a guy like Jordan who is as magical as he is around this place, and now playing as good as he is, I don't know how. Like I would take Jordan 100 times out of 100 over Bryson here this year, right now. I'm not saying it's going to be the case next year, but right now, that's what I would do.
I would not. I would not. I would take Bryson.
Okay. Who's the shortest number you're willing to bet right now?
Rory at 20-1 on PointsBet right now. And as a matter of fact, he was 18-1 literally earlier in the day when I sent my picks to
one on DraftKings, so some value there on PointsBet. I like that.
He was 18-1 earlier, but he's 20-1 right now on PointsBet. I like that number for him. He's a guy that obviously is going to be, I think one of the most talked about and argued about golfers this week on, whether it's betting, whether it's DFS, whatever, because of his play lately. There's a lot of people that love to play Rory. They love his talent. They love, his driving ability. Everything about Rory is fits the Masters and fits a win here. And he certainly has good history here and all that kind of stuff. But I still think if you get him at 20-1, that's just a number that I cannot avoid playing Rory at. And I don't care what his form is. I don't care, I think that was one of the things when Ben put that article on our website. Like, I was just hoping for like a little bit of, I want to see where do Masters finishers, where do they look going into this event? Not in great recent form, but they're still like world-class players like he is. And I think his article validated some of that. Like, I do think you have to come in good form. But I don't think it has to be like great. Like, it has to be like you are in, Tiger form. You've won 3 of your last 10 events and whatever else. Like, I don't think that's the case here. And I think Rory can find form on this course. And I think a lot of players can find form on this course, based off history, based off whatever else, experience, things like that. Putting, we know. That's where we've seen Rory not play well, is with the putting. I mean, everything else has been good, approach, all that kind of stuff. His putting has been absolutely horrific. We know that can come and go. So at 20-1, I love it. He is one of my favorite plays on the shorter end.
I won't belabor the point. At the end of the day, I think this is a lot like 2 bets that we hit earlier in the year. Brooks Koepka at 33-1 at the Waste Management and JT at 20-1 at the Players. And they were just big names, big balls, big win equity at numbers that were too good to pass up. And at the end of the day, as long as he stays 20-1, I think you grab it. To me, when it gets into like the 15-1 range, I'll probably not. But like 18-1, 20-1, I like it. And I won't go much past that. I think the shortest number I would go is Justin Thomas at 11-1. Nobody has won the Players and the Masters in the same year, I think, except for Tiger. Maybe? Yeah.
Tiger for sure.
But I feel like JT, I feel like his year that's just going to start so crappy is going to, and that Players victory is going to skyrocket him to a 2021 that will be unforgettable. And I think it's his time. I think the Masters, the Augusta National sets up very well for him. 11-1 is a much shorter number than I usually go, but it's one that I'm taking with JT. That's as short as I'll go. Actually, he's 12-1 now on PointsBet. So 12-1 on PointsBet like that. I tell you what, right now PointsBet has some better numbers on a lot of these guys.
I think PointsBet, if you're listening to this show right this second, you need to go over to PointsBet and
we have promo numbers. We have links for bonuses, so you can head over to tourjunkies.com/sportsbooks, and you can get a link if you're in one of the states where PointsBet is legal.
Yeah, way better numbers right this minute.
Moving down the board a bit, Pat, I like Patrick Cantlay at 22-1 as I'm starting to look in that 20 range. I've looked at Xander, but I think Cantlay gives me a little more win equity. Xander's definitely had a great year here for sure, a great record at Augusta. But in terms of closing the door on a Sunday, I think I trust Cantlay a little more than Xander. So at 22-1 on points bet, I believe, yeah, he's a better value there. I like that. And let's see. Well, Patrick Reed at 33-1 is kind of an auto bet for me. He's 33-1 on both books. He's a winner. And we talk about how the golf course is going to set up more difficult this year, more than likely. That plays to his advantage. Listen, he doesn't have to check all the boxes. He doesn't have to, and he probably won't. But he does check the box and just being a stone cold winner. And at 33-1, I think that's worth a look when you have a guy that can close a door and slam a door, honestly, late on a Sunday, even against the world's best on the biggest stage. 33-1 is too long of a number. So those are the next two for me.
Well, I got a few in here that I like, and two of them are coming in playing this tournament for the second time. So they're not rookies as far as the Masters is concerned, but I do like, how they're looking as far as playing this tournament for the second time. They've got experience, and that is one, Collin Morikawa coming in at 30-1. And actually,
I did not see that coming.
He is 33-1 actually on points bet right now. When I put that up before the show, he was 30-1, but that has changed. I like Morikawa. Look, we know about Morikawa. He is what? A fantastic ball striker. He is great on approach. Everything about his game fits this course. I mean, we've talked about it when you look at ball strikers like Tiger Woods, Sergio, guys who have dominated this golf course. I think Collin Morikawa is the next one that can do that. Now, I'm not saying he's going to win like 5 Masters, and he's got to putt better for one to do that. But I do think coming in on his second year, I like that number at 33-1. So Collin Morikawa is one of my plays here. And then another guy coming in his second year, he finished second on his first time he ever played here, and that is Sungjae Im. Now, yes, it was in the fall, a different golf course and all that kind of stuff, but he's at 40-1. I like that number for Sungjae Im. And this guy's another guy, great ball striker.
This guy's a guy that's yes, he is.
This guy's another guy.
I'll say all kinds of things.
I wish I had one of those soundboard things like you have.
I could give you one, but you won't know how to set it up. That would actually be.
I could figure out how to set it up. I'm sure I could. But I do like Sungjae Im this week at 40-1. And another guy I like is Webb Simpson at 40-1 as well. Has great history here. Great ball striker. This is a good course fit for him. So I do like that at 40-1. I will take some Webb. And so those are three guys that I think in this range are great bets this week.
So you mentioned second timers, and we tweeted this out earlier. It's an appropriate time to bring this up. There have been 3 recent second-time winners at Augusta National for the Masters. That has been Charles Schwartzel, Jordan Spieth, and Danny Willett are all won on their second attempt at Augusta. And this year's crop of second-timers is quite the list, Pat. So if it were going to happen again, I feel like this crowd here could deliver. And 2 of them, obviously, you mentioned in Morikawa and Sungjae Im. Victor Hovland, Scotty Scheffler, Abe Ancer, Joaquin Niemann, Matt Wolff, Max Homa, Victor Perez, Jason Kokrak, Seabez, Christian Bezenhut, Sebastian Munoz, Cameron Champ, Lanto Griffin, Mackenzie Hughes, Hudson Swafford, and CT Pan are your other second-timers that are in the field. So just a little tidbit there. All right. As we move down the board, well, I can't avoid Paul Casey right now. I'm pretty tied up to Paul Casey. He's an auto bet for me. He's 40-1. I mean, Casey and Reed, I pulled the trigger pretty quick already on both of those. Casey at 40-1 on points bet. God, you just gotta. I just believe. I guess I just believe. we had Chris Vernon on the show. He gave his pick. He said Tony Finau, and he talked about how everybody talks about the guys that finish in second all the time until they don't, until they finally win one, right? Whether it's Phil at Augusta back in the day, or it's it's I don't know, somebody else who finishes second a lot or never gets it done, and then they finally get it done. Like, I think Paul Casey, he's playing as good as ever right now. The form is tremendous. He's had some close calls, runner-up at the PGA, loves Augusta National, 40-1. I'll bite. One of my absolutely favorite picks of the whole thing is a guy who is a major winner, but he's not a Masters winner, and that's Jason Day. I'm all about Jason Day at 50-1 on PointsBet. I know you like Jason Day as well. I mentioned on the DraftKings show that I was out there Saturday for the women's amateur, and my son and I were leaving, and there was one person on the putting green all by themselves, and it was Jason Day. And I just said I like to see it from the standpoint of he's out there early. He's out there on a Saturday, doing his thing, getting comfortable, which we know is important for him, right? He's healthy enough to be out there hitting balls and walking some holes and putting and getting ready and prepping for the tournament that I know he wants to win more than any other. So Jason Day at 50-1 is very attractive to me as well. All right, let's keep moving down.
Okay, well, I'm
okay?
totally
you hanging in there? You
yeah,
good?
I'm totally with you on Jason Day. I was falling asleep there for a minute because you were getting a little bit boring, but I want to talk about Sergio Garcia, 60-1. I love him this week. Now, look, we talked about how he has not been in great form when it comes to the majors as of late. Okay,
but as of the last 3 years, you mean? You mean as of the last?
Yeah,
you mean
since he won the Masters, really, he missed. Can I talk instead of you just like? You sound like a muffler or something in my background whenever you're talking. Like while I'm talking, like I can't even get anything out. Anyway,
back from vacation. Why are you so freaking grumpy?
Anyway, I don't care the way he's finished in a lot of majors and whatever else since then. We saw the Players a few weeks ago. The guy's coming into form. Actually, he's been in form. He won a tournament just last year at the Sanderson Farms. The only reason he didn't play the Masters in the fall was because he had COVID, so he had to back out and withdraw. And so I think Sergio's a good play here, and I think he obviously has win equity because he's won this tournament before. That means you have win equity. Okay, you smart people out there with your stats and whatever else. So it's 60-1. I will play some Sergio there, and I also like Louis Oosthuizen, another guy that we have some injury risk, we have withdrawal risk, and whatever else. But the guy has played this course just fantastically well over the last few years. Was second to Bubba. We know he missed, probably should have beat Bubba in that playoff, but he didn't. Bubba got a little lucky out of the trees. It's a good shot. It was a good shot that Bubba hit. But Louis probably should have won that Masters. But he's at 70-1. I like him this week, and I think he's a good play. So in that kind of mid-tier to a little bit longer tier range, I like some Sergio. I like Usti, and I'm totally with you on Jason Day. I think that's a good pick.
Okay, I got one.
By the way, 80-1 on PointsBet right now.
Who
is Louis? Louis.
Okay. One more before we get to the triple digits. I will bite on Corey Connors at 90-1, even though the putter scares me, but the putter has been improving for Mr. Connors. He putted pretty decent here this week at the Valero Texas Open, and he gained strokes gained four almost. How about this? Corey Connors gained almost 4 strokes at the Arnold Palmer and then backed it up, gaining 3.5 at the Players. Excuse me. Actually, let me look.
Where did that come from?
That came from Fantasy National. Or are you just asking like where it came from? The Lord.
No, it's like where did that come from in the world of putting?
Yeah, I don't think. Okay. So he fell back to earth a little bit here. So for the Valero, he gained 0.6 strokes. So still positive, which is very different for Corey Connors. Still in the positive strokes gained putting, 95th in the field, so not great. But I mean, that's promising. That means he has been positive in strokes gained putting in 4 of his last 5 events dating back to the Waste Management Phoenix Open. I mean, that is a different Corey Connors. This will be his 4th Masters appearance. He missed the cut in 25th. Is that right? Am I looking at the right guy? God, I am. What the heck?
What's wrong with you? Come on.
Yeah.
This is the Master Show.
Sorry, 3rd Masters. What am I looking at here? Anyway, finished 19th in November. No, 10th in November. Good Lord. Sorry. It's the wild leap getting to me. Finished 10th in November. The ball striking is just so attractive. It's just so attractive. You know what I mean? But 90-1.
Attractive.
90-1 for that ball striking is sweet. You got anybody else shorter than 100-1?
I have a guy at 101.
Yeah, I got a couple of those too. All right, I'll start there.
Are you going to take mine?
Ooh, maybe. Let me try.
You might. Let's see what happens. Let's see if you take one. I'll holler out loudly if you take them.
Oh, I believe that. I will go with. Where is he? Oh, they shortened him. Hold on, let me check. His lines move. Oh no, here we go. 100-1 on DraftKings. Mark Leishman. I'll take the Aussie. Mark Leishman. Came into the Masters in November in probably the stinkiest, smelliest form that you could possibly have hoped for Mark Leishman. Everybody was like, he's lost. What is going on? He sucked. Nobody was playing him in DraftKings. Nobody was betting him. He comes up and finishes 13th because Mark Leishman loves Augusta. He plays well at Augusta. He doesn't miss a lot of cuts here. He's got a 4th place finish in 2013, a 9th in 2018. He's got the chops to get it done, and I like him even more on a tough golf course. So 100-1 on DraftKings. I do like Mark Leishman. And then I think you got to jump on the I don't know if it's possible that this can happen. I'm kind of reconsidering this now. No, I think I'll stop. I don't think that guy can win. Mark Leishman 8-1 as a top 10. I love that actually.
I think that's good.
That's very
yes. That's juicy.
Mark
Leishman. That's avocado like. That makes me want to eat an avocado.
Okay. Mark Leishman's form leading into November smelled like the pouch of a kangaroo. It was terrible. You know what I mean?
Wait, how do you know the pouch of a kangaroo smells
I
bad?
don't, but I bet it smells terrible.
What if a pouch of a kangaroo smells like the greatest of like something like some great like potpourri?
Let me Google it. You give me your next pick while I Google that.
All right, I'm going to go with Max Homa at 100-1. I thought you might go there. I was kind of surprised. I like Max Homa at 100-1.
I don't mind it.
I think he's a good play here. And then,
breaking news. They smell like absolute, just, because they're young, pee and poop in there. So, very quick Google search.
I mean, I'm not saying that I thought.
Oh God! Oh God!
Excuse me.
Come on! You just got back from vacation. What are we doing?
Anyway, I also like some Siwoo Kim at 150-1. Siwoo!
Siwoo, shaking that ass, shaking that ass, shaking that ass.
Gotta love some Siwoo at 151. I think he is a good play this week. Another just great ball striker. And he, stole that one from you. Danny Willett, 200-1.
I'm just happy you're saying Willett and not Willette because I mean, it took
another guy that I think obviously has won before here and has been in decent form lately. I think he could be. You never know. Gets on a course that he's familiar with, that he's played well on. He's in good form. 200-1. I don't mind that. And then another guy right there next to him, Dylan Fratelli, who is just seen. Can absolutely just bomb it off the tee. One of the longest hitters on tour. He's kind of sneaky long. You wouldn't think it, but he's almost just as long as Bryson is. And he's played well here in the past, played well here in the fall, which, we're not putting a whole lot of credit into. But still, I do like Dylan Fratelli at 200 to 1. And that's it. That's all I got.
I got a few bombs. You took Fratelli and Siwoo from me, but I totally agree on both of those. Love those guys. Going a little shorter, I like Francesco Molinari at 125 to 1. Oh, I'm sorry, 150 to 1 on PointsBet. Daddy, give me that. Francesco, talk about a guy who's added a little distance. Molinari has definitely done that. Okay, he's not arriving here in the greatest of form, which I know we talked about, but he does have a top 10 in one of his last 3 finishes, which was at the Genesis back in February. But yep, still did that. And at the Players, he missed the cut, but tee to green, he was pretty good. He didn't chip it very well. Normally, that's a strong suit for Francesco. But he's actually got 3 top 10s in his last 6 events going back to the Amex in January. And Molinari's got a decent track record at Augusta. He's improved a lot over the last few years, getting better and better. He did miss the cut in November, but I kind of throw that out. He was 5th in 2019 when he had the lead and coughed it up by putting it in the water on 12, allowing Tiger to win. So I think 150 to 1. That's a nice number for him. I might put in a partial unit there. And then it's. I don't know if I should do that either. I keep talking myself out of these guys. I mean, it's what the heck. He's a journeyman. He's old, but Ryan Palmer at 200 to 1.
I like Ryan Palmer. Why are you saying what the heck? I think that's a good play. I like him.
I know I'm throwing my head because I just don't know if Ryan Palmer has the huevos to win. You know what I mean?
Do you think he doesn't have the wherewithal to win this week?
Wherewithal, possibly. But I don't know. I mean, but 200 to 1. Okay, we forgot to say this. One of the things Ben put in that article on TJ.com is that the books are giving 40 players, 40 out of the whole field, 88, 87 players, however many it is. The most sports books are giving 40 players a 0.5% chance or greater to win the golf tournament. That's not a lot. I'm quite positive Ryan Palmer is in those 40. So when you give me 40 guys and it's golf, right? And 200 to 1 for a guy who's been playing as good as Ryan Palmer has in the last 12 months. I mean, and he's come close. He hadn't closed the door, but he's come close. He was runner-up at the Farmers in January, 4th at the Tournament of Champions, 4th at the Zozo, 8th at the Northern Trust back in August, 2nd at Jack's Place at Memorial back in July. I mean, he's got some top 5s in here. He's played the Masters before. He hasn't played since 2015, where he finished 33rd. But in 2011, he finished 10th when he was a young man, right? So he's got some knowledge around Augusta. He's going to be happy to be here. He's not going to be super freaked out by it. But, 200 to 1 is just a really, really attractive number, So, but I love the Fratelli play. Love the Siwoo play. So there you go. So there's some first thoughts on these outrights. Again, I'll have DB's Big Balls betting card, which is now up 22 units after Valero, up 22 units since September, betting strictly outrights and first round leaders over or at 25 to 1 or longer. And then Pat's Not That Anyone Really Cares betting card will be tweeted out. And that has also hit a bunch of winners. We've hit a bunch of winners. I think we've hit 7 winners.
Yeah, I can't wait to tweet this one out this week. I got a good tweet planned, and
do you?
I'm going to have a few. I think I'm feeling very confident, not only on the outright pick, but the first round leader pick this week. I have a feeling.
Already feeling confident of that, huh?
Yeah. And I don't even know the odds on the first round leaders yet because they aren't out yet. But I still have a lot of confidence in that pick.
Wow. So since September, since the new PGA Tour season, we've hit 7 winners and a first round leader, all at 25 or 20 to 1 or longer, and a number of those at triple digits between those 2 cards. And both are free. TourJunkies.com and follow on Twitter. Pat, I think we should. Before we go, I'm looking at a couple of these top 10 bets on PointsBet that just released, like while we're talking here. And I just want to throw out some bomb top 10s that I'm looking at. Nobody's talking about Stifler's mom, Stuart Sink, at 25-1. The old man who's added some distance, okay? Stuart Sink added some distance here lately. Just won, rejuvenated the old career. Just won back in the fall, and has a ton of Masters experience. Hasn't been here since he was here in 2019, missed the cut. He's got a third place finish here in 2008. He's got another top 10 in 2006. I mean, gas prices were probably like 60 cents a gallon, but still, that's 25-1. That's a huge number for old Stuart Sink. I like this is a wild one here. I haven't said this name at all on either show. I like Cam Champ, 12-1 to top 10. 12-1 to top 10. You know, runner-up at the PGA or close. I think he was runner-up at the PGA. Played well here in November. Hits it a mile, and occasionally can get the putter at least halfway warmed up. 12-1 there. Dylan Fratelli's 10-1. We mentioned him. Matt Wallace, who's coming off a couple good tournaments here, 9-1. Siwoo Kim's 9-1. Ryan Palmer's 9-1. So there's a few long shot top 10s that I think are interesting.
Wow. Are you going to name them all, or can I name them?
No, now I've stopped.
Yeah, I mean, I will throw out there, I think Lonto Griffin, 14-1, I think is a decent number there for him. I think Brendan Todd at 18-1. And another guy that we've seen, Georgia guy, last year played extremely well as far as, just the season was concerned. And he's a great ball striker, good, guy from tee to green. So I like Brendan Todd. And then if I'm going pretty long here, I mean, what? Why would you not just look at Jimmy Walker at 25-1? He's made the cut the last 10 years he's played here in a row, even when his form is bad.
True. That's true, huh?
I mean, Jimmy Walker just makes cuts here, and so who knows? Maybe he'll make a cut and finish in the top 10, and you get him at 25-1. So I don't mind that either for Jimmy Walker, even though his form is just terrible. But it was last year. It doesn't matter. He just finishes. He just makes cuts. So I think it's worth a few shekels there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like that. I like a bomb for sure. There you go. Listen, we need to tell the people out there that there may be they may need some high quality video production, maybe for a business they own, a major project you're a part of, if you're in marketing or whatever. Our friends at Tranter Gray have filmed a bunch of content for us, and we've been using them for something real special we're working on. You're going to find out about later. They know what they're doing, and they go all over the world to do it. They will come to you. They shoot video for tons of different types of companies. They work with medical practices, nonprofits, Fortune 500 companies, making marketing and promotional videos to help represent your brand. We have personally seen their work, and it's good stuff. They just worked with No Bull, which is an athletic apparel company. They did a recap promotional video for Bill Murray at the World Golf Hall of Fame for his Caddyshack event. So if your company needs any type of video production, I guarantee you these guys deliver an exceptional product for you. Check out their website, trantergrey.com. That is TRANTERGREY.com, and see how they can help you. And don't forget, comment in the YouTube channel your favorite Masters memory for a chance to win a flag, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going to pick a random winner to win a shirt as well. So do that. Be like Phil. Thumbs up the channel. Comment on the channel, and check out all that Tour Junkies has to offer this week. It's going to be a jam-packed week for the Masters. We hope you guys enjoy it. First major of the year. It's a weird Masters, but it's here. We'll take it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Check out the DraftKings show if you haven't already. DB here.